have a question for you. If I were to ask you what separates you or what makes you different, what makes you the better choice for your customers or clients from your competitors, what would your answer be? My guess is it would be the same answer that I get 9 out of 10 times. Oh, Crystal, it's my great customer service. Well, let me tell you, if you are banking on great customer service to differentiate you from your competitors, you will lose every single time. Why? Because if 9 out of 10 times people say that what separates them or makes them different from their competitors is customer service, that means that everybody says what's different about them is their customer service, which makes you all exactly the same. There is no differentiator. Let me give you an example of what really sets someone apart from their competitors. So for those of you who know me know that I spent many, many years in the commercial lending world. I was a commercial lender, right? Loan officer. And I will tell you that every loan officer that I talked to said what set them and their bank apart was their great customer service. Well, let me tell you, we all said we had great customer service. Most commercial lenders I knew, they would answer the phone at 8 o'clock at night. They would go do a loan closing at 9 o'clock at night. We drove hours to do loan closings. We could all do cash flow, write a credit memo. We all gave great customer service, right? That just leveled the playing field. That didn't differentiate us. I'll share with you what differentiated me from my competitors. So my niche was the medical dental field. And I knew the medical dental field inside and out. Not meaning could I see a patient. What I mean by that is I understood reimbursement rates. I understood private pay, Medicare, Medicaid. I knew how their cash flow worked. I knew what reimbursement rates look like, when they could expect them, what their receivables look like. I understood their equipment needs. I understood their finance needs. I understood the life expectancy of equipment. I understood how equipment was financed. I understood how doctors and physicians and dentists merge their practices, how they acquired other practices, how the ownership flowed through. I was the go-to person when it came to anything financing medical and dental. Now let me share with you what that looked like in real life. A doctor would call me and say, hey, Crystal, I need a new piece of eye equipment. I'm going to need to finance it. I'd say, great. Are you going to buy it through McKesson, Henry Schein? Who are we looking at? And they'd say, how do you know them? Well, I know your industry, and I know those are the top 2 producers of medical equipment. As a matter of fact, tell me what piece of equipment you need. I'll call both of them, do some digging. I'll look at the financing options. We'll talk about life expectancy, about when you need to buy it, maybe when you need to replace it. They would give me the equipment. I would call the different companies, and I would find out their financing options, life expectancy, and I could come back to the doctor and say, hey, here's the equipment. This is their financing option. They're having a 0% special for 3 years. Now, the life expectancy of this piece of equipment is 2 years. So really, you should probably finance it for 2 years. Nobody wants to be paying on a piece of broke equipment, right? And that's what separated me. They began to see me as the expert. Guess who they called every time they needed a piece of equipment? It wasn't the companies they were buying it from. It was me. Guess who they called every time that they were considering acquiring another company to run the financials, to look at the receivables, to see if it was a profitable practice? Me. It wasn't because I was a loan officer, right? It was because I was the expert in their field. And let me share with you how you become an expert in your field. Y'all write this down. Number 1, decide who your ideal client is. It sounds cliche, I know, but I knew I needed to serve the medical dental field. Why? They have great cash flow. Number 2, they always have financing needs. They always need equipment. They're merging, they're acquiring other practices. So I needed to decide who I wanted to serve and why. So number 1, decide who you want to serve, right? Otherwise, how do we know how we're going to serve them? Number 2, you have to understand what's important to them. In that medical dental world, time is of the utmost importance. Look, a dentist can turn $1,000 an hour. In today's world, maybe $2,000 an hour in a chair. Why would he want to spend an hour researching equipment, right? I got to be great at that. So you need to understand what they value and then fill that need and become great at providing that value. And that's how you will determine, and that's how you will differentiate yourself from your competitors.